friends. Today I am talking to you from a very special place. It's the city center of the little town where I grew up in Brazil. And I'm here because I came to do a project at a clinic, and I just could not help but to show you a little bit where I came from and just share with you a bit of my story. I know that many of you already know a little bit of my story, of how God put a seed in my heart when I was a little girl to go to the US, to be educated there, to have a different life. And today I want to show you where it all started. Growing up, this little town did not have running water or electricity. And when electricity finally came to town, the mayor of town did something that was very special, which was building this square right in the city center where people came and watched television. And as you can see behind me, this is the very place where I saw a TV show for the first time. Right at these doors over here was a TV, and so I remember sitting on the very upper part of this little arena, of this little place, and I remember sitting here as a 8 or 9 year old kid, and being absolutely taken by that thing called television. And it was on that day that I watched TV for the first time that God planted a seed in my heart that changed my life forever. I remember sitting over here and watching this show about the school system in the US. But I have a clear picture, even today as I'm sharing this story with you, that I was in awe of how the classrooms looked. I was in awe of how the students looked. Everybody had their own desk, and the blackboard was so beautiful, and people were generally clean and beautiful and all that. And I thought, wow, is that a school? I want to go to school there, you know, with that kind of like naivete of a child. Growing up, there was a season in my childhood that the school that I attended was actually not a school at all. We were all sitting on stumps of trees, and the blackboard was actually the dried skin of a cow, and the marker was charcoal. So there was a season in my childhood that was my school. And so when I watched that TV show about how schools were in the US, I fell in love with what I saw, and that was the moment that I thought, someday I'm going to go to school there, and someday I'm going to have the life that those people have. And so this is just a little bit of my story. Of course, I went home and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm going to school in the US. I'm going to school in the US. And then she said, oh, take that thought out of your mind. It's never going to happen. But then, you know, children, how they are, the thought went from here to here, and it stayed in my mind and in my heart. And when I finished high school, I started pursuing that dream. As you know, I was able to make my trip to the US. I was able to go to college there, to have an education, and to have a different life, which is what I wanted. I wanted to have a different life. I didn't know what a different life would mean per se, but I wanted a different life. And that I got. I have a wonderful life that became so not only because I was able to go to the US, not only because I was able to become educated, not only because I was able to have my home or to have a nice job and all those things that we all dream of, but because it was there that I became aware of Christ's love for me. It was there that I surrendered my life to that love. It was there that I made Jesus the Lord of my life. And from that moment on, I began to experience the fullness of life that I had dreamed of and longed for practically all my life. It was not in education, it was not in riches, it was not in a job. It was in the person of Jesus Christ. It was in serving Jesus Christ. It was in choosing to live life in the center of His will. So from a place over here behind me, He planted a seed to take me to a nation that would eventually become the place of revealing His love to me. That it would eventually become the place where I would get to know Him, where I would give my life to Him, and where I would be sent out to the nations to serve Him. I'm very happy to share this little portion of my life with you. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I'm gonna go back to serving at a clinic where we are remodeling, where we are cleaning up and just making it a place where the population of this small town is able to receive health care, and through the service of those taking care of them can experience the love of Christ in action. Thank you so much for enabling me to come back here, serving these people, serving this nation, and making the gospel and Christ's love known here as well. I love you, God bless you, and we'll talk soon.